Today I'm going to show you how to replace your crappy factory push pins that break every single time you touch them with a newer style push pin that works much better. I recently replaced all of my factory inner fender well splash guards with some custom ones that I made out of some thick rubber. I basically used the factory splash guards as templates and cut out my new and improved splash guards out of this rubber. Now, I certainly was not happy at all having to reuse these crappy factory push pins. This one you see here is completely torched, and this happens every single time you have to pull one of these out. So rather than buying new ones and reusing these and just having them break every time I need to remove them, I chose this newer style push pin, and I'm going to replace them all with these. This style push pin is a lot more reusable, being that there's no serrations around the edges to get caught up on the metal fender well and thus getting ripped off every time you have to remove it. The body of this push pin is smooth, which pushes through the hole and then locks down once you push the secondary portion in, just like that. Now you might be thinking, well, that's all fine and dandy, but how much do they cost? Well, if you go to your local auto parts store, they're probably pretty expensive compared to what you can find on Amazon. I bought this bag of 150 for just $10 on Amazon, and I'll put a link down in the description below this video. You can see I already replaced all the push pins on this driver's side splash guard, and it looks really good. It was fairly simple. All I had to do was grab a drill bit, drill out the holes a little bit, use some grease, and push everything through. Worked perfectly. Now, if I have to remove this splash guard, it's not going to cost me $5 in new push pins. And you can see here on the passenger side, I still have the old push pins in, and let's see what happens when I remove them. I'm going to go ahead and grab the right tool here. Okay, with this style push pin, all we have to do is work the tool underneath the head here and try to just work it out of there. There, we got it. And here is that push pin, and it's completely torched. I could probably get away with using this one more time, but it'll probably break on the way back in. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the rest of these and get this splash guard out so I can drill out the holes. Here are the rest of those push pins, and you can see they are in really, really rough shape. And this is exactly why I'm gonna be changing every single one of these out, that I find these things are absolute garbage. So the factory holes are just a little too small for these push pins to go in. So all I'm gonna do is drill out the holes just a little bit. Now, of course, I'm being very careful to make sure that there's nothing behind this panel that I could accidentally drill into. In this case, there's not. Okay, so here on my splash guard, I've applied grease to every one of these holes. I've also greased up the push pins, and this will just help, of course, when I go to push this push pin through the small hole of the splash guard. There, I just did that one-handed, and it went just fine. And with our new holes drilled, our new push pins installed in our new splash guard, we can go ahead and try to install them, and they push right in and lock right in too. There's the new hole. Push pin is in, and it's locked down. All right, we have our new splash guards and new push pins fully installed all the way around, even this front passenger side splash guard, and it looks really good. Well, some of you might be wondering why I just made an entire video on push pins, and it's not necessarily the push pins, which is the point of this video. The point is, if you drive an older vehicle, it's worth it to take the extra time, take the extra steps to keep this thing going. This vehicle potentially is saving you a lot of money. Not having to buy a new vehicle, having huge car payments, huge insurance payments, and huge repair bills if something like that were to happen. These older vehicles have a huge advantage. They're cheaper. They're cheaper to run, they're cheaper to repair, and potentially, depending on the age, you might be able to do your own repairs and save a boatload of money. So why did I take the time to replace these push pins rather than just rebuying the same ones? Well, the new ones are now serviceable. They're easier. It makes me feel better knowing that the next time I have to take that splash guard off, I'm not gonna break all those push pins. I'll be able to pull them out and just replace them. And if they do break, I have a bag of 150 of them I can use. It's the little things like that, the small details that make driving these older vehicles so fun. I love fixing things. As a kid, you know, we all take things apart and try to put them back together. Of course, it never really goes as planned. But with these older vehicles, that's kind of what it is. We're driving this older vehicle, and it's this thing we get to take apart and fix and put back together, and you know, it's just fun. Not to mention you get to drive it, and it looks cool, hopefully. So if you have an older vehicle and it has little things here and there that you've been wanting to fix, get out there. Do it. It will be fun. I hope, for you, anyway. It's always fun for me. And on that bombshell, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up. I'm Jimmy, this is One Road, and I will see you in the next one.